So, dear friends, good evening to one and all. On behalf of Indus International Research Foundation, I welcome you all in the webinar series on important battles of Indian subcontinent. This is our first session to be taught by Dr. Shuchi Gupta on MAHABHARAT tactics. We had our inaugural event on 15th January, in which we outlined the philosophy of our webinar series on the topic important battles of Indian subcontinent. In this webinar series, we are inviting eminent scholars from India and abroad to discuss known or unknown battles which have shaped the destiny of our subcontinent. So going ahead, I would like to invite General Secretary of Indus International Research Foundation, Group Captain Rajshekhar Mehta, to introduce IIRF. Please, sir.
Am I visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Am
I
fine.
visible and audible? Sir. Am I visible and audible, please?
Right, sir. Right, sir. Fine. All fine.
All fine. Okay. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Indus International Research Foundation, I welcome you all to this webinar series on important battles of the subcontinent. But before we start this session, it's my privilege to give you a brief introduction of IIRF, the platform on which this webinar is being hosted. Indus International Research Foundation is a Delhi-based think tank with its center at USA and Bangalore. This foundation is part of a global network of scholars, professionals, and veterans based in India and abroad. The foundation focuses primarily on international relations, Indian heritage, history, political economy, and security studies. It is led by a group of experts with decades of international, academic, and domestic policy experience. Foundation has on its panel an array of very high-profile personalities as patrons and advisors who guide the research effort of this organization. Ladies and gentlemen, the uniqueness of IIRF lies in the fact that it seeks solution to the national and international problems through the prism of Indian ethos, philosophy, and civilizational wisdom. If mankind is to survive as a civil society, there is no alternative other than to share the resources of this universe for the benefit of all. In an age when nations are turning inwards, putting their interest above others, we feel the Indian civilization, philosophy, traditions have much to offer to the world. Therefore, we as a think tank endeavor to promote scientific temper in generating ideas using traditional Indian wisdom to analyze global trends in areas of international affairs, security, economy, history, culture, and environment, and seek and share global solutions. Foundation also endeavored to prepare India in facing the challenges of 21st century as an economic and knowledge power to contribute its bit in the common good of the humanity. Much injustice has been done to Indian past and its heritage by cutting it off from its roots, which goes thousands of years back in history. An Indian will not remain an Indian if this tradition, its heritage, its belief, and its value system is taken away from it. Through this webinar series, IIRF is trying to connect with its past and the way people of this subcontinent will like to see it themselves, not the way Westerners or the aliens saw it. I wish this webinar a great success. We believe in the Indian wisdom contained in the Vedas that says, nature is the sole owner of all treasures in the universe and there is enough for everyone. Ishopanishad. With this, I will hand over the mic to Dr. Piyush Bhatia ji to start the session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I take the opportunity to introduce Dr. Shuchi Gupta, madam. Dr. Shuchi Gupta, madam, is renowned Indologist and philanthropist. She is the chairman of ISAASC Trust. She is the Fellow of Royal Asiatic Society, London. She is nominated Honorable Member of Royal Historical Society, London. She is Director of Historical Documentary on former Home Minister of Suriname. She is the sponsor of and promoter of Indian history worldwide. She has received appreciation letter for research contribution sponsorship for Todd's work by Royal Asiatic Society, London. She is the youngest historian to analyze the Didarganj Yakshi on the basis of jewelry. She is the first historian who has analyzed Saundarya Prasadika Mathura art on the basis of jewelry. She is an Indologist and she believes that her achievements belong to the Sanatan society. It is her turn to give it back before she attains Nirvana. That's why she started ISAASC Trust, an international Avdesh Kumar Samman in the loving memory of her father to promote Sanatan culture. We are glad to have you, madam, as our first speaker of our first session, and that too on the Mahabharat. So I request you, madam, to deliver your talk.
थैंक यू. थैंक यू सो मच. माँ शारदा को हृदय से नमन करते हुए आई वांट टू स्टार्ट माय सेशन टुडे एंड आभार ऑल ऑफ यू फॉर जॉइनिंग टुडेज सेशन. फर्स्ट आई वांट टू कांग्रेचुलेट चेयरपर्सन ब्रिगेडियर सी संदीप कुमार जी, Group Captain R.S. Mehta ji, Dr. Vyuhas ji, Director Academics, and I want also congratulate the whole team of IIRF for choosing such an excellent topic, important battles of Indian subcontinent. I will explain today the Vyuh strategic aspect of Kurukshetra war. That is the part of the great epic of the Indian subcontinent, Mahabharat. And this is an honor for me that I belong to this land, that is Meerut or Maharashtra. Ramayana and Mahabharat, the only place the Ramayana and the Mahabharat belongs to this land, the Meerut and the Maharashtra. So let's start our journey. Please, next slide. Next slide. Mahabharat, the great Sanskrit epic of Sanatan Dharma, narrates the event of the Kurukshetra, the war of succession between Kaurav and Pandav, the princely cousins. It contains philosophical and devotional aspects of Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. The all philosophical side of the today's lecture, it belongs to the four Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Traditionally, the authorship of the Mahabharata is attributed to the Vyasa. Mahabharata was probably compiled between the 3rd century BCE to 3rd century CE. The oldest evidence we have 400 BCE. There are 18 parvs: Adi Parv, Sabha Parv, वन पर्व, विराट पर्व, उद्योग पर्व, भीष्म पर्व, द्रोण पर्व, कर्ण पर्व, शल्य पर्व, स्फूर्त पर्व, स्त्री पर्व, शांति पर्व, अनुशासन पर्व, अश्वमेध यज्ञ पर्व, आश्रम वशिका पर्व, महाप्रस्थान पर्व और स्वर्ग आरोहण पर्व. That is why this is also considered as the 5th Ved. Mahabharata has been described as the longest poem that contains over 1 lakh shloks. There is a thin line, but there is a thin line between the history and the story. Do I have sufficient evidence to say the Mahabharata is the historical characteristics? If I have, then I will go to the historical aspect. Otherwise, Mahabharata is only a storyline, no more, no less. Next. The historical evidence. I will focus on the historical evidence, the philosophical evidence, the tactical evidence, and the most important aspect are to the archaeological evidence and the astrology and astronomical evidence. If I have, then Mahabharata is a historical epic. Then historical evidence. The Mahabharata reflects the socio-political and cultural milieu in ancient Bharat. It chronicles symbolizing the eternal struggle between the dharma and adharma. The Kurukshetra war described a vivid detail captures by the dynamics of kingship, alliance, and government, offering valuable insight into the Sanatan Itihas. The philosophical depth, the Bhagavad Gita embedded within the epic, is a dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, exploring profound concept of Sanatan Dharma and ideology. Epic examples the complexities of the human emotion, ethics, and morality, making it a guide of personal and social dilemmas. Tactical brilliance. The epic also stands a testament of the strategic and the military expertise. The detailed description of Vyuh demonstrate advanced tactical planning and battlefield coordination, leadership ability, and decision making are recurring themes offering timeless lesson for the modern day strategies. Mahabharat war was fought over 18 days. It is broken down into 5 phases. The first one is a Bhishma Parva from day 1 to day 10. The Drona Parva from day 11 to day 15. Karna Parva on day 16th and 17th. Shalya Parva on day 18 and Sputika Parva on the last day. On the 18th day when Ashwatthama raids in a Panchal camp. Next. Textual evidence, oral tradition that belongs to the pre-5th BCE. The Mahabharata likely began to an oral tradition around 1000 BCE or earlier. It evolves over centuries and was written down in its current form between 400 BCE and 300 CE. The original core, known as the Jaya, is believed to have been composed by the Vyas. The oldest surviving Sanskrit manuscript of the Mahabharata dated on the 1 millennium CE is housed in the Vyas collection as the most important is Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute of India. Inscriptions and the historical reference. First is any problem?
No
Is
problem,
there
ma'am.
any?
You can on your video also. There is no
Oh, sure.
problem.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Please continue.
Okay, now the inscription and a historical reference. First one is the uh, Ashokan, the Ehol inscription that belongs to 634 CE, the inscription by Pulkeshin II. Reference the Mahabharata. Second is Ashokan edicts, 3rd century BCE. While Ashokan edicts don't directly mention the Mahabharata, they reflect the prominence of Dharma, a key theme of the epic. They're referenced by the early Buddhist texts such as Sutta, the Vinaya Pitak, the Sutta Pitak, the Abhidhamma Pitak, contains the events from the Mahabharata indicating its early cultural significance. The OCP is a very important OCP. Uh, I will discuss it later on. First, I will go with archaeological reference. In that, Kurukshetra excavation is an area associated with the Mahabharata. Second one is Hastinapur and Indraprastha excavation has unearthed the painted grey bear PGW pottery dated to 1200 to 600 BCE. These findings align with the timeline of the epic but do not directly confirm the Mahabharata events. The Dwarka findings very important. The excavation of the coast of the Dwarka have revealed submerged structure dated to around 1500 BCE with some link of the city of Dwarka mentioned in the Mahabharata. However, these claims remain debated among scholars. Next. Next, please. Indian archaeologist Padma Shri Professor B.B. Lal used the same approach of the more evidence-based assumption of the average reign of the estimated to the date of 836 BCE and correlated with archaeological evidence from PGW, painted graveware, cites the association being strong between PGW artifacts and the place mentioned in the epic. John Key confirmed it and also dated the battle of have taken place in 950 BCE. According to the archaeologists, war may have taken place during the later phase of the PGW culture, painted graveware culture, in 750 to 350 BCE. And very important, the nakshatra sthiti, the astrological and the astronomical aspect. Vyasa described the astrological position of the planet Sun, Moon, Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars. The time of the Mahabharata, the vernal equinox was the Punarvasu. Next to the Punarvasu is a Pushya Nakshatra, and Vyas use is a Pushyadi Gana and called Nirvana Pushya and Shayan Ashwini. At the time of winter solstice was the Revati, thus the Saturn in Narayan Purva and the Shayan Rohini. Jupiter was in the Narayan Shravan and Shayan Swati near Vishakha Nakshatra, while the Mars was the Narayan Anuradha and the Shayan Magha. Rahu was between Chaitra and the Swati Nakshatra, and Uttara Ashadha means 8 nakshatra were ahead from these positions of the major planets. All the point of it, the archaeological evidence, the historical evidence, the primary evidence of archaeology and uh, culture evidence, basically, that belongs. Mahabharata is a historical phenomenon. It is not a storyline, only a storyline. It has it belongs to the history of the Sanatan Itihas. Mahabharata is structured in the form of dialogue between King Dhritarashtra and the Sanjay, his advisor and chariot driver. Sanjay narrates each incident to the Kurukshetra war, fought in 18 days as and when it happened. In the beginning, Sanjay given a description of the various continents of the earth and the other planets and focuses on the Indian subcontinent. That gives an elaborate list of the hundreds of kingdoms, tribes, provinces, cities, towns, villages, rivers, mountains, forests, etc. of Indian subcontinent. He also explained the military formation adopted by the each side of day, the death of the each hero, and the detail of each war racing. The battle of Kurukshetra began after blowing Panchajanya Shankh Dhwani by the Lord Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verse 12 to 18, most of the warriors blew their Shankh to start the Kurukshetra war, such as Rishikesh, it's a Sri Krishna, blew the Panchajanya, Arjun blew Devadatta, Bhim, Conch, a great conch, Pundra, Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, blew the Ananta Vijay, and Sahadev and Nakul blew the Mani Pushpika and Sughosha conch. This was the beginning of the war. So next, yes. This is the now we will move on the historical aspects, the allies and the friendly allies, the enemy allies, and the neutral state. We will focus on the north. Just see the north and go to the east portion. Okay, then the first I will start with the Pandav allies. Magad, Panchal, Matsya, Chedi, Kunti. These are the Pandav allies. And with Krishna. The Kaurav allies, Anga, Gandhar, Sindhu, Madra, Kaling, Kambos, and Karna. These are the Kaurav allies. And there was 2 persons one kingdom, and 2% they were neutral. That is a Trigarta. Vali, the kingdom, and Trigarta and Prakajyotish. Next. According to the Udyog Parva, the last attempt of the peace, Krishna travels to the kingdom of Hastinapur to persuade the Kaurav to see the reason, avoid bloodshed to their kin, and embark upon the peaceful path with him as the divine ambassador of the Pandavas. Krishna asked Duryodhan to return in the past to the Pandav and restore the status quo, or the at least 5 villages. This is the very important. The 5 villages: the Indraprasth, the Swarnaprastha, the Panaprastha, the Vyagraprastha, the Tilapath. Now, the Indraprastha at today, this is uh, Delhi, and this is also is Shripath. Swarnaprastha is a Sonipath, Panaprastha is a Panipath, Vyagraprastha is a Bhagapath, Tilpath, uh, Tilprastha is a Tilpath. This Tilpat today is in Haryana, Firozabad district, a small village that is a Tilpat. But Duryodhan refused. Krishna returned to the Pandav camp and to inform the Pandav that the only course left uphold the principles of the virtue is the righteousness is war. The preparation of the war. The Duryodhan and Arjun go to the Krishna at Dwarka to ask for his and his army's help. Krishna tells Arjun and Duryodhan that he would give the Narayani Sena, consisting of gopis, to one side and himself on the other side, but in non-combatment. Arjun chose Krishna. Arjun asks Krishna to be his charioteer, who agrees. The Pandavas gather their armies while camping at Upalavya in Virat's territory. Next. Now, Pandav army. Yudhishthira asks his brother to organize their army. The Pandavas have seen Aksharani Sena with the help of their allies. They are consulting their commanders. The Pandavas appoint Drishtadyumna as the major general of the Pandav army. Krishna, Magad, Panchal, Matsya, Chedi, Kunti were the allies of the Pandavas, as I earlier mentioned. The Kaurav army is made of 11 Aksharani Sena. This includes the Narayani Sena of Krishna, which originally included 7 Maharathis: Krishna, Balaram, Samb, Shurasen, Chandradev, and Satyaki, and 7 Ashtarathis: the Kranti Varma, the Ananda Rishi, the Samika, the Samiti Jana, Kanak, Sanuku, and Kunti. Duryodhan asked Bhishma to command the Kaurav army. Bhishma accepted on the condition that while he would fight the battle sincerely, he would not harm the 5 Pandav brothers. He also says that Karna would rather not fight under him, but serve as Duryodhan's bodyguard. Duryodhan agrees to Bhishma's condition. Karna, Ang, Gandhar, Sindhu, Madra, Kaling, Kamboj, Bahalik, Trigarth. These are the allies of the Kauravas. Now, the neutral party, I already mentioned. Many ancient kingdoms participated as allies in the rival group in the battle occurred in Kurukshetra, which modern day located in the state of Haryana. The number 18 is a very important number in Mahabharata. Duryodhan had 11 Aksharani Sena and Pandav had 7. Total is 18. There are 18 chapters in the epic, and the last but not the least, the war lasted exactly for 18 days since sunrise to sunset. The first rule of the war was sunrise to sunset only. Next. Now, the basic question is, what is Vyuh? The it is very important to glimpse of the sum of the each point. Otherwise, we can't understand what is Mahabharata, What is the historicity of Mahabharata? What is the Vyuh Sanrachana? Vyuh means to arrange the troop in the battle of formation. Vyuh is not a static position wherein the army would simply arrange the soldiers and generals in the formation and go back to the enemy. A view is dynamic in nature and it continuously adapts itself in the position and situation of the war. Shukracharya defined the Sena or Bal as the organized group of the men well provided with the offensive and defensive weapons. For the proper conduct of the war, armies were organized into various classes, arms, and units. Commanders were appointed to lead the army on the battlefield, which was supported by the coordinated logistic. First advice, first evidence of the view strategy is in Shukla Yajurved. There is mentioned there are total 128 types of views. The military was now in the Mahabharata, the military was composed in the four arms infantry, cavalry, chariots, and elephants. They were all deployed in the field of battle of formation as decided by the commanders based on the factors such as the nature of the terrain and the composition of one army's force. Great concern was shown for the training of men and animals. The king and the princes were well trained in the art of war and leadership, personally led armies and practiced in the defense of forts. Next, battle formation. I will only discuss here the battle formations during the Mahabharat war. The Malavyuh, uh, only these are the only formation that was used: the Malavyuh, the Chandrakala Vyuh, the Sri Gatka Vyuh, Suchi or Nidal Vyuh, Deva Vyuh, Asur Vyuh, Shakatak Vyuh, Vajra Vyuh, Kranch Vyuh, Makar Vyuh, Kurma Vyuh, Trishul Vyuh, Chakra Vyuh, Kamal or Padma Vyuh, Garud Vyuh, Urmi or Ocean Vyuh, and Mandala Vyuh. Next. Now, the we will start or we will go on the day first of the war. Head from the Pandav and allies, Yudhishthir was the head of all 18 days. The commander-in-chief, already I mentioned, Drishtadyumna. The strategist was the Krishna. The main warriors were Bhim, Drupad, Virat, Satyaki, Shikhandi, Abhimanyu, and Chiketan. And the Kaurav and allies head was Dhritarashtra and the Duryodhan. The commander-in-chief, 1st to 10th day was Bhishma, 11th to 15th day Drona, 16th, 17th day Karna, Shalya 18th day, and the last Ashwathama. The strategist was the Shabni. The main warrior, all Kauravs, Jayadratha, Kripacharya, Kritvarma, or Bhagadat. And the main view maker were from Kaurav's side, Bhishma Pitamaha, first day. I'm talking about the first day only. The view strategy was first day by the Bhishma Pitamaha and Pandav side, the Arjuna. I want to mention here all 18 days from Pandav's side, Arjun was the view maker. But Kaurav side, it will change again and again. So let's start. This is Sarva Bhadro Mukha views and the Vajra view. Okay? Now, focus. Let's start on the northern portion. Northern portion, the Bhishma Pitamaha was there, and the left hand side, Kripacharya was there, and lower side, the king of Bali was there. Right side, Dronacharya was there, and Ashwathama was there. The Kaurav side, the Bhishma Pitamaha settled down the Sarva Bhadromukha views, and the Pandav is a Vajra view. Next. Sarvbhadra view is a battle formation used in the Mahabharat war. It is described in the chapter 99 of the Mahabharat's Bhishma Parva. Sarvabhadra refers the disposition of the army which is fortified all around. Disposition of the army a view in four parts: infantry, cavalry, elephant, and chariots in the battlefield. The arrange of it in various form. The Vajra view in Sanskrit terms, it means the disposition of the army in the shape of Vajra. The spiked structure that resemble the weapon Vajra Yuddha, a formation that arranged in the army into four parts: infantry, cavalry, elephants, and chariot. The Pandav used Vajra to protect the Sarvabhadra Vihu. Vajra Yuddha is mentioned in the Mahabharat Bhishma chapter 18. Next. Before the description, I want to especially describe these view can't do itself anything. If they have astra, shastra, and weapons, then these view can form. So, what type of astra was there? The astra come into importance mainly the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, where they were used in a great battle described in the each epic. The Divya Astra were generally invoke their arrows, although they could potentially be used with anything. Ashwathama evoked Brahmastra using a blade of grass as his weapon. Indrajit, the son of Rama, Lord Krishna, Parshuram also believed to be the only humans who ever possessed of three ultimate weapons of the Trinity. As at a very young age, Indrajit became the possessor of several supreme celestial weapons, including Brahmastra, Pashupatastra, Vaishnavastra, under the guidance of the Shukracharya, the guru of the demons. Shukracharya was the disciple of the Lord Shiva. Brahmastra, in the epic of Mahabharata, it is said that the weapon manifests with the single head of the Lord Brahma as it tipped. The Mahabharata era, Parshuram, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Kripa, Ashwathama, Arjuna, Yudhishthir, and several Maharathis possessed the knowledge of to the invoke this weapon. It is the only weapon capable of piercing the Brahma Kavach. In the ancient Sanskrit writing, the Brahmastra was the weapon created by Brahma along with its powerful version like Brahm, Brahmastra, Brahmashirastra, and Brahmanand Astra. Next is Indrastra, Vasavi, Vasavi, Shakti Astra, Agneya Astra, Varunastra, Manavastra, Varunopasha, Bahu Astra, Nagapashastra, Nagapash, Vaivya Astra, and Surya Astra. There are some examples of the war began next. The war began with Bhishma leading all the Kaurav armies. Dushasan fought Nakul, attempting to strike with him many an arrow, but Nakul cut down these arrows. Yudhishthir fought Shalya, while Drishtadyum saw Drona in battle. The king of Panchal fought the king of Sindh, and the battle between them was fierce and terrible. Bhishma went through the Pandav army breaking havoc wherever he went, seeing that Draupadi's five sons and the twin Nakul and Sahadev. Abhimanyu rushed against the Kaurav army and directly attacked the commander of the Kaurav force straight to Bhim, tearing them with arrows. Duryodhan and his brothers surrounding Bhim and young warriors could not match the power of Bhishma. And on the first day, Uttar Virat's son, who was driven by Arjun, was struck by Shalya, king of Madra, and was killed. Krishna consoled, and the Yudhishthir, having lost his son in the battle, saying that the eventually victory would be his. When the battle commenced, the Pandavas suffered heavy losses and were defeated at the end of the first day. It's so very important that first day of the war, Pandav lose their victory and very heavy loss of their army. Now, second day again on the Kaurav side, Bhishma Pitamaha formed the Garuda Vyahu, and Pandav side Drishtadyum formed the Kranch Vyahu. Kranch Vyahu is a very often. Please, next slide. Next. Yes, this is the Garud Vyahu and the Kranch Vyahu. Kranch Vyahu is a very offensive formation, was generally attempt to induce fear in the opponent army. Pandav army was arranged in Vyahu. On the second day of the Mahabharat war, Drupad was the head and the Kunti Bhoj was placed in the eye. The army of the Satiki from the neck of the conch bird. Bhishma par 56 chapter, Guru Brahaspati told this view to the Bhishma. Garud view resemble the Kranch view with the stubble difference in that it is resemble an eagle. On the second day, Bhishma arranged the army of the Garud view to encounter the Kranch view to the Pandavas. Bhishma himself got positioned at his beak. Drona and Kanti Varma were the eyes. At the first day in the Dev Asur war, this view also used there. And in Ramayana, Ram also used this strategy in the war with the Ravana. Next. Yes. No, next, please. Huh. This is the Kranch view formation from the Pandav side. Then, in the center, you can see the Yudhishthir. It's very important. And the head, as I mentioned, the top of that there was Drupad, lower on the Purujit and the Brahad Shatra. And the neck belongs to the Satyaki. The left hand side belongs to the Satyaki Putra, and Drishtadyumna, Arjun, Bhim, and Upapandav was there. Yudhishthir left side is Nakul, and Yudhishthir right hand side was Sahadev. And Yudhishthir backside was Abhimanyu, and the Abhimanyu backside was the Neel and Drishtaketu. This is the formation of Garud. You can see the whole structure of Garud that is here. Next. Now, Kaurav army, the red, Duryodhan is there in the center part, and the top of the formation, Bhishma was there. Dronacharya and Kritavarma, lower Ashwathama and Kripacharya, and the next side is a Bhagadat. The feathers belongs to Mund, Shalya, Karush, Shakuni, Jaydrath, Dushasan, Kundi Vrash, Bhurishrava, Vikunj, Brahmadal, and the behind the Duryodhan, Shurasen, whole Avanti Sena, and the Shok. This was the formation of the second day. Next. Cronch refers to the crane bird known for its grace, vigilance, and the Cronch view is thus a battle formation that resembles a crane in shape. This formation is characterized by its pointed beak, wide spanning wings, and the strong body, symbolizing both offensive and defensive capabilities. The design allows for the penetrating attack at the forefront while providing support and protection along the flanks. The beak foremost part of the formation designed the break through enemy links. It typically led by the formidable warriors or a group of the elite fighters. The Shira support the beak containing skilled archers and infantry to exploit the breach created by the beak. The Pankh spread out the either side, these units protect the flanks and encircle the enemy once the formation penetrates their line. The kaya or the body composed in the main army, including chariots, elephants, cavalry, infantry, providing strength and stability to the formation. The tail or poonch guards to rear, preventing support attack from behind. The result of the Ande was the Kaurav army faced the Pandav and the second day of the war command. Arjun realized that the something had to be done quickly to reserve Pandav's loss and decided to try killing Bhishma. Sri Krishna successfully located Bhishma chariot and started Arjuna towards him. Arjun tried to engage Bhishma in a dual war, but Kaurav soldiers guarded Bhishma to protect him and attacked Arjun. Arjun and Bhishma fought a fierce battle and raged for hours. Drona and Drishtadyumna similarly engaged in a duel to watch Drona defeats Drishtadyumna and had to rescue Bhishma intervention. The second day, the Kaurav army suffered great losses at the end of the second day and was considered defeated. The third day next. Here is the third day view formation. That is on Kaurav side, Gurudu view formed by Bhishma. The Pandav side, that is Ardhachandra view formed by the Arjuna. Uh, Focus on the Ardhachandra view. Arjuna is in the center, and on the left hand side, Abhimanyu was there, and the center of the Ardhachandra, Yudhishthir was there, and the right hand side, Neel and Bhim was there. And the back side of the Ardhachandra, that is Ghatotkacha, the Satiki, and the Shikhandi was there. Next. Now, see the formation of Duryodhan is in the center, and the front page on the again Bhishma, Kritavarma, Dronacharya, Ashwathama. Then the left hand side of the Duryodhan, Somadatta, Shalya, Kripacharya, Bhurishrava or Jayadratha. The left hand side of Duryodhan is Munda, and right hand side was Anuvrinda. The back side of the Duryodhan, Vrinda, Vikunj, and Karush. That was the formation of the Kaurav side. Next. Now, as I mentioned, the Pandav side, from the Pandav side, that was a Ardhachandra view. You can see the Ardhachandra formation here. Center is Yudhishthir, upper hand is Arjuna, and back side is Abhimanyu. And the first one is a Neel, Drishtaketu, Drishtadyum, then Satyaki, Ghatotkacha, and the right hand side Bhim, Drupad, Virat, Upapandav, and Kaikeyi. This was the formation by the Pandavas, that is a Ardhachandra view formation. Next. The third day is a very important day because here is the use the celestial weapons were used. What are the celestial weapons? Such as Brahmastra, Nagapash, Pashupas, as I already mentioned in my earlier. Next. The fourth day. On the Kaurav side, Bhishma Pitama again formed a Mandal view. This is a defensive, very strong point of. It's a defensive formation, and the Pandav side, Arjuna is a Sri Gantaka view. This is the Mandal formation, and in Mahabharat, Homa view or Sri Gatka view refers to a battle formation resembling the horns of the animals characterized by the strong pointed head with the angled form horns, often used the powerful offensive strategy to pierce through enemy line. It is considered one of the most potent formation in the epic, with Arjun often leading this formation for the Pandavas against the Kaurav. The formation is designed with a sharp pointed front which can be used to break through enemy lines. While the side were
Mama.
Ma'am, you continue. You continue.
Acha. The main purpose of the horn view is to concentrate focus on the single point, creating a powerful thrust to penetrate
Yes,
deep
single
into the.
wingle dingle wingle jingle.
Excuse me, there is some. Please, all participants, please mute yourself other than the speaker. Thank you. Ma'am, you're muted. Dr. Gupta, ma'am.
Next, this is the mandal view. In center point in the mandal is a Duryodhana, and the north is uppermost north portion is Bhishma, then Kundivrisha, Krapacharya, Kritavarma, and the southernmost Bhurishrava, Ashwathama, Dronacharya, and Shakuni. This is the very important. Mandala view is a very important uh, formation, and it is considered as a defensive formation. Next. This day, the day before, Bhishma advised Duryodhana to seek peace. Bhishma appeared on the scene with his mace and start attacking the Kauravas. Duryodhana sent the huge force of the elephant to the Bhim, seeking the masses of the elephant approaching. Bhim got down from his chariot and attacked them slightly in the iron mace. Pandav had justice on their side and advised Duryodhana to keep peace. Next, day 5. Day 5 is belongs to the Kaurav side again by the Bhishma Pitama, that is a Makar view.
Turn the chat on now. Turning on the chat now. Please turn it on. I do not have a microphone to ask questions and speak. Please turn chat on. Oh, let me delete all this shit.
Ma'am, आप continue करिए. We are deleting those people. Please continue.
Acha, okay. Then Kauravs, Bhishma formation Makar view, and Pandav side Arjun again the Shen view.
मैडम आप म्यूट हो चुके हैं. एक बार अनम्यूट करेंगे एक बार वापस से. एक बार. हाँ, continue please, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, this is the formation of the Makar view. This is the center point of the Duryodhan, and the left hand side of the Duryodhan, Shalya, Vikunj, Shakuni, and the right side is Uluka, Kundi Vrisha, and Jayadrat. And the first is Bhishma, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Ashwathama, Dushasan, and the behind the Duryodhan, Kritvarma, Chitrasen, Purishrava, and the whole of Avanti Sena. Now, next, the Kauravs. Again, the formation, the form by Bhishma Pitamaha, that is a Kronchi view, and the on Pandav side, Drishtadyum, the Makar view. Now, you can see here is a Makar view, and this is the Kronchi view. This formation. Now,
my cock bastard.
Now you can see the Makar view and the Kronch view. This is the Kronch, and you can see the Kronch army is spread the all direction, and Makar is trying to elope whole the army, but the Kronch, when the Kronch spread the feathers, that the whole he will capture, that whole formation will capture Makar into it all. Next, D7, the Kauravs, again Bhishma Pitamaha, the Mandal Vihu, and Pandav side, Arjun again the Vajra Vihu. Already I explained. Next, day 8. It's a very important day 8 Kauravs. On the Kaurav side, Bhishma Pitamaha formed Kurma view. This is Kum view. The first one is a Kum view, and Pandav side, Arjuna formed the Trishul view. And this is why this is important, because in Ramayana and Mahabharata, this view is already mentioned. And I want to explain a very interesting fact. In Bahubali, you can see a formation of Kalake and the hero. Kalake has 1 lakh army, and the hero has only few thousand. In that scenario, when your enemy have more powerful than, then the Trishul view is formed always in Ramayana, in Mahabharata, or later on in Gupta period or in Maurya period. This view is very prominent when you have less army, but you want to conquer the whole place. Then this Trishul view is very important in that aspect. Next. Next, this is the oceanic view. As I mentioned, in oceanic view, no. First, this is oceanic. These are the waves. Okay, in this, the Duryodhan is in the center point. Shalya, then lower Shakuni. Up at Bhurishava, then Somadat, then Munta. Ashwathama, Dronacharya, Bhishma, Kripacharya, and Kritvarma. And on the left side of the Duryodhan, the Vikunja army, and the right hand side is Karush and Anuvranta was there. Next, on the Pandav side, Yudhishthir was the center point, and Arjun is on the top, and left hand on Arjun is Satyaki, then Bhim, Drishtaketu, Iravan, Abhimanyu. And upper side of the Yudhishthir is Sahadev, back side of the Yudhishthir is Virat, Drishtadyumna, and the Drupad. And the left hand side is Neel, and right hand side is Nakul. Next. Day 5, 6, 7, and 8. A very Bhim rescued Satyaki. The most important event was there. Day 7, the defeat day of the Kauravas. Day 7, victory of the Kauravas, and day 8, defeat of the Kauravas. Next. Day 9. Again, Kaurav side, Bhishma Pitamaha formed again the Sarva Bhadro view. I already discussed it earlier. On Pandav side, Arjuna, Nakshatra Mandal view. This is the Nakshatra Mandal view. What is Nakshatra Mandal view? Later on, we will see the Surya Mandal view, the Nakshatra Mandal view, the Mandal view, as I earlier. All these are the same formation. A center point, I have perhaps 9. You can see the green area. That is the center point of the view. And the outer side, there are Maharathis or Ashtarathis there, and with their army. It's the deadliest formation. Nakshatra view or Surya view or Mandal view. These are the deadliest formations in army strategies. Next. 9th day, Bhishma advised Yudhishthir to use Shikhandi as a shield because the war is going on and on, 1 day, 2 days, and no result. 1 day, Kauravs winning field, second day, Pandavs winning field, so no result was there. Why? Because Bhishma Pita will not take any action against the Pandavs, and Pandavs can't do anything if Bhishma Pitamaha was there. So Bhishma Pitamaha advised Yudhishthir to use Shikhandi as a shield. Next, day 10. That is Kaurav side. Bhishma Pitamaha formed a Asura Vihu, and Pandav Arjun formed a Deva Vihu. The Asur view is not commonly mentioned battle formation, but it is believed to be a variation of the Makar view, often associated with a fierce and aggressive battle strategy similar in the image of the demon or Asura, attacking with sharp claws and teeth. It's representing a very powerful and potentially overwhelming military formation designed to the trap and crush. Asur refers to as a demon in Hindu mythology, so the Asur view would be battle formation designed to appear menacing and overwhelming, much like demon acting its prey. This formation might involve a strong central core with sharp flanks aiming to surrounding and crush the army will concentrated. While not naming in the Mahabharata, the concept of an Asur view can be inferred from the description of other aggressive information like the Makar view. Next. This is a formation of the Dev view from the side of Pandavas. In this, Yudhishthir in the center point, and the uppermost is Arjun. As I mentioned, Shikhandi. Behind the Arjun, Shikhandi was there, Drupad was there. And the left hand side, Abhimanyu, Drishtadyum, Upapandav, and the back of the Yudhishthir, Virat, Neel, Kaikeyi. Right hand side was the Satyaki, Bhim, and Drishtaketu. This is the formation of Devyu. Now, this formation, the 10th day, the death of the Bhishma. The Pandavas, unable to withstand Bhishma powers, decided to put Shikhandi. Shikhandi's arrows fall on the Bhishma without hindrance. Arjun positioned himself behind Shikhandi, protecting himself from Bhishma attack, and aimed his arrow at the weak point of the Bhishma armor. Then the Pandavas surrounded Bhishma and driving off the Kauravas, piercing Bhishma with many arrows until no piece on his body greater than the breadth of the two fingers remained to be seen. Soon, with arrow striking from every part of the body, the great warrior fell into his chariot. His body did not touch the ground, and it was held by the arrows from his body. Bhishma had promised his father, King Shantanu, that he would live until the Hastinapur was secured from all the directions. To keep his promise, Bhishma used the boon of Ichha Mrityu. And he wait. Thus he lies there on his bed, the arrows waiting for the faithful moment, and died on the first day of Uttaraya. Next, the 11th day. Now, Bhishma Pitamaha is gone, and from Kaurav side, Dronacharya formed the Shatak Vyuhu, and Pandav side again Arjuna Kranch Vyuhu. The Shatak Vyuhu, as you can see, it is a next. This is the Shatak Vyuhu. You can see a straight line of the warriors. From right hand to left hand side, Shakuni was there. Then Kalinga was the king of Kalinga was there. Jayadratha, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Kritvarma, Chitrasen, and Dushasan. The line of the warriors were there, and behind this line, the Dronacharya and Karn was there. This is the Shatak view. Next. Day 11, Arjun defeat Drona. And the much of the Duryodhan joy, Karna entered the battlefield with the Bhishma unable to continue. Drona was made the supreme commander of the Kaurav's force according to the Karna's suggestion. But Arjun rushed the scene with the flood of arrows and eventually defeated the Drona. And day battle, 12th day, the battle of Arjun and Bhagadatta. From Kaurav side, Drona formed the view that is a Garuda view. From Pandav side, Arjun, that is a Ardhachandra view. Because Drona was dissatisfied with the attempt to capture Yudhishthir, thus he confined to Dronacharya that he would be difficult as long as Arjun was around, and ordered the uh, all warriors to keep Arjun busy in the remote part of the battlefield, an order which they readily obeyed. So that is why Yudhishthir put the Pandavas fought hard and delivered surplow the Kaurav's army, frustrating Drona's plan. This is the day 12 formation. Next. Next, please. This is the day 12 formation. Kaurav from Kaurav side, Drona formed the Garuda Vihu, and the Pandav side, Arjun formed the Ardhachandra Vihu. Next. This is the deadliest combination. This the most important day of the war. The Kaurav formed the Chakra Vihu. This is um, a whole lecture of 2 hours can be focused on the formation of the Chakravyuh, how it works, and why this is the deadliest combination. Yeah, why this is the deadliest Chakravyuh. This is the Chakravyuh. No Vyuh formed this day because Abhimanyu was the only warrior that entered enemy's formation, while rest of the army was held back on the entry gate. First, see the arrows. This Chakravyuh is a circular form of the view formation, but this is not a stagnant view. This is, you can see the whole army is rotating clockwise, and the outer part is rotating anti-clockwise. Inner portion is rotating clockwise and anti-clockwise. Next. Now, in this, these are the whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7 formations are there. In this Vihu formation, Duryodhan was the center point. And the next layer, Ashwathama, next layer, Dronacharya, next layer, Kritvarma, and next layer, Shalya. Duryodhan, back formation, the Karna, then Kripacharya, then Dushasan, then Shakuni, and the Jayadratha. And the entry gate, there is no entry gate. Only Abhimanyu only knows how to enter in this view, but he don't know how to out of this view, because they are Jadath is here right now, but the formation, the whole army is rotating clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise. That is why no one can find out the exit of this formation. Only Arjun can exit from this formation. That is why this is the deadliest formation of the view strategies. Next. The day of 13 is the death of Abhimanyu. Drone target remained the same, which was captured the Yudhishthir. Thus, he arrayed his troop in the Chakra formation, a very complex and almost impeccable formation among the Pandavas. Only Arjun and Krishna knew how to penetrate this formation, and in order to prevent them doing so, the some Patakas led by Susharma again challenged Arjun and kept him busy in the remote part of the battlefield whole day. Arjun killed thousands of Sapta Shatika, but could not exterminate all of them. On this, the other hand of the battlefield, there remains 4 Pandav and their allies were finding it is impossible to break Drona's Chakra information. Yudhishthir instructed Abhimanyu to break the Chakra formation. While Abhimanyu was still in the mother womb, Arjun taught the Abhimanyu how to break and enter the Chakra. But Pandav heroes followed him, protect him from the potential danger. However, as soon as Abhimanyu entered the formation, King Jayadratha stopped the Pandav warriors. He held at the bay the whole Pandav army thanks to the boon obtained from Lord Shiva and defeated Bhim and Satiki. Inside the Chakra formation, Abhimanyu slew tens of thousands of warriors. Some of them included uh, Kosala king, the king of Ashmak, and the Kranti Varma, the Ruti Marathas, the son of Shalya, the Shalya younger brother, the Lakshmana, the son of Duryodhan, and many others. He also managed to defeat great warriors like Drona, Karna, Ashwathama, Krantiveer. Facing the prospects of the complete annihilation of their army, the Kaurav commanders devised the strategy to attack Abhimanyu from causing further damage to their force. According to the Drone instructions, 6 warriors together attacked Abhimanyu. The warriors included Drona himself, Karna, Kripacharya, and Kritvarma, and deprived Abhimanyu of his chariot, bow, sword, and shield. And Abhimanyu the 14th day of the Kauravas. So next. Huh. The Abhi next 14 day, Kauravas again Dronacharya, Chakra Shatak Vihu, and the Pandav Khadak Chakra Vihu. Huh. Khadak Chakra Vihu is not a commonly mentioned formation, but is likely to refer to a complex battle strategy combating the Chakra Vihu with the element of the Khadak, which means sword, essentially described a circular formation where the soldiers are positioned and sword drawn, creating a view aggressive and defensive battle strategy. A circular spiral-like arrangement of soldiers where the outer layers protect the inner ones, making a difficult to penetrate. The Kaurav famously used this chakra view against the Pandav, specifically targeting Abhimanyu, was skilled the entering the formation but not fully aware how to navigate how to once. Next. This is a Chakra Shatak Suchika Vihu. There is, as you can see, the white portion that is a Chakravihu, but in the center point, there is a needle formation of the right of the view. As you can see, the center point of the is a Duryodhan and uppermost is a Bhurishrava. Next is Kritavarma and Shalya, and the center point here is this is the only day when Duryodhan was not the center point. The center point was the Jayadratha. And the left hand side was the Kripacharya to save the Jayadratha, and the right hand side was the Dushasan, and behind the Jayadratha, Karna, Vrishasena, Durmashan, Ashwadhama, and Ashwathama, Shakuni, and Drona. The outermost was the Dronacharya. This is the only day when Jayadratha was the center point. Day 14, Karna loses Vasavi Shakti because of Ghatotchka, and this battlefield was the whole day when Krishna uses some, not just mentioned, a pure strategic point of view. It was just because as I earlier mentioned, the youth is sunrise to sunset. There is the only law. But after sunset, you cannot attack any army. You cannot attack any soldier. You cannot formation any view. The 14 day that Sri Krishna used his diplomacy. That was, I will not explain here the diplomacy because this is only a view strategy. So Jayadratha was killed by the Arjuna, and that was the most important aspect of that day. Day 15th. Next. Again, the day 15 Kauravs, from Kaurav side, Drona formed a Padma view, and Pandav's Arjun side is the Vajra view. Padma view, as you can see in the Padma view, there are the sharp points on the tip of the, and the whole army is combined in a specific area, and on the whole jo group leaders were attacking in the main side and the main direction. And as budget view, as I already mentioned, you have less power, but you want to achieve, yeah, you want to need big results, then budget view is formed. Next. Day 15, Drishtadyumna killed Duryodhan. The battle continues to moonrise and sunrise when Drone begins to slaughter the Pandav army. Arjun and Drone meet in the fierce battle, but no side can prevail. Drone then fight both Virat and Drupad. Seeing that is no one can slay this fierce warrior, Krishna advised that they use a deceit to kill him. Yudhishthir reluctantly agrees, and Bhim is ordered to kill an elephant named Ashwathama. Bhim proceeds to kill the elephant and loudly proclaimed that Ashwathama was died. This is diplomacy. This is not war. View strategy or war strategy. Many mentioned this is right or wrong. I am not mentioning what is right, what is wrong. Only this is the diplomacy. This part was the diplomacy part. Then when he neared Drone, he announced it loudly, I have killed Ashwathama. Drone legs turned to water, but he cannot believe that the mighty warrior like Ashwathama could be killed by Bhim. So he turned to Yudhishthir and asked me, is it true? Yudhishthir, the ever truthful, replies in affirmative. Drone is totally disrupted, and he drops his weapons and goes into meditation to leave the body. He has then killed the Drishtadyumna to avenge his father's death and satisfy his woe. Ashwathama. Kunti requests Karna to join the side of Pandavas, telling him that he is her elder son, but Karna says he will spare all the Pandavas except Arjuna. Day 16. From Kaurav side, now Karna is the view formator. He formed Makar view, and Pandav side again Arjun, the Ardhachandra view. I already explained this view. Day 17, from Kaurav side, Arjuna formed a Surya view, and Pandav side, Arjun, the Mahesh view. Surya view, you can see the black side. There is a center point, and the rays belongs to the Surya. And the Mahesh view, you can see Mahesh means a buffalo. So you can see this is the formation of spreading. These are the spreading. Now, both are very attacking moves. Both have very attacking formation. Mahesh view and the Surya view. They want to attack. In Surya view, you can attack all direction, but in Mahesh view, you can attack only a front position. You cannot attack backside from the army. Day 16, Bhishma kills Dushasan, and day 17, Arjun kills Karna. Next, day 18. Kauravs now. Shalya formed this again is Sarva Bhadra Vihu and Pandav. On the Pandav side, Arjun again formed the Kranch view. Next. Day 18, the death of the Duryodhan. On the last day, Shalya is made to the commander of the Kauravs, and the battle is killed by the Yudhishthir. Shakuni is killed by the Sahadev, and none of the Kaurav armies excepted Ashwathama, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, and Kritvarma survived in the war. Realizing his defeat, Duryodhan fled and headed towards the lake to cool down his body, which became hot with anger. Krishna tells the Pandav to the lake and Bhishma compels Duryodhan to get out of it. As it again, this is diplomacy, this is not war formation. Ashwathama, Kripacharya, and Kritvarma met Duryodhan on his deathbed and promised to avenge the action of Bhim. They attacked the Pandavs' camp later at night, trying to kill all the Pandavs. However, amongst the dead were Drishtadyumna, Shakuni, Uttam, and children of Draupadi who were killed, thinking them to be the Pandavs' brother. In the end, only the five Pandavas, Shri Krishna, Satyaki, Ashwathama, Kripacharya, Yuyutsu, Vrishketu, and Kritvarma survived the Kurukshetra war. Yudhishthir was crowned king of Hastinapur for 36 years. He renounced the throne, passing the title on the Arjun's grandson, King Parikshit, after Krishna's demise. Yudhishthir then left for the Himalayas with Draupadi and his brother to find heaven. Draupadi and four Pandavas, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, and Sadev died during the journey, and Yudhishthir, alone survived, as being to the pious heart was invited by Dharma to enter the heaven as a mortal. Now, last, the whole 18 days, what was the basic strategy of the view? Bhishma went on the fulfilling his target, killing 1,000 soldiers per day. Duryodhan was not completely satisfied with his chief commander performance. Kuru Maharathis like Drona, Bhagadatta, Ashwathama, Sushen fought with no clear agenda on their mind. Pandav, on the other side, suffered lose in huge numbers. They lost Uttar, Irvina, and many more. Come 10th day, Pandav decided their strategy with Shikhandi leading in front of to protected by the Arjuna. Kaurav were on the defense. Their strategy was to stop Arjun from leading Shikhandi to Bhishma, with Dushasan playing major role of guarding Bhishma from them. Finally, Pandav's strategy worked with Bhishma falling on Arjun's arrowbed. Under Drona strategy, real strategies ruled the war outcome from 11th day from Drona commandership. Drona strategy capture Yudhishthir, keep Arjun away. Pandav strategy guard Yudhishthir by defending and caution. Drona employed a Saptapatika to take Arjun away. Pandavs utilized Abhimanyu's abilities attacking outside. Pandav lost Abhimanyu but won the day. Drone strategy on the 14th day, 3 views to resist Arjun from reaching Jayadratha. Pandav strategy attack, attack, and again attack. There was no looking back. Arjun consumed 7 Aksharani. Bhim and Satyaki killed more than 1 Aksharani. Pandav won with huge margin. Jayadratha was killed. Krishna's strategy, Krishna wanted to Karna to use Vasavi Shakti. He desired Ghatotkacha death that so he took Arjun to tackle Drona and others while he get Ghatotkacha deal with Karna, Dronacharya, Shakuni, etc. His strategy worked in favor of Pandavas. Drona renounced weapon and subsequently left his body. Karna Arjun final battle, no strategy involved. Both of them waited till the other one got exhausted, engaged elsewhere. And the last of the whole view strategy is the philosophical essence of the view lies in their alignment with the principle of the drama and the cosmic order. They teach the strategy and action must stem with wisdom, moral clarity, and sense of higher purpose. The Mahabharata thus transcends the battlefield, offering timeless lesson on the leadership, ethics, and the pursuit of the balance of the life. In conclusion, the views in the Mahabharata reflects the Sanatan perspectives that strategy is not merely a tool for survival or dominance, but a path to uphold rightness and achieve spiritual growth. The synthesis of the tactical and the philosophical wisdom makes the Mahabharata a cornerstone of human thought, bridging the material and spiritual realms of existence. I want to conclude my lecture by chapter 4th of Bhagavad Gita, Shlok 7, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya, Glaner Bhakti Bharatan, Abhyuthanam Dharmasya Tadatmanam Srajamyaham, परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे ओम तत्सत् ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते हरि ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम थैंक यू सो मच
Thank you so much, madam. It was really a wonderful, well-crafted and hard-worked topic you have dealt with. And what more to say, that we have learned a lot through this lecture, the view rachna and the tactics adopted during that time period. The time period was well spoken by utilizing the astronomy of Indian, the knowledge of the astronomy of the Indians. You have just put into the things of the years, because we do have confusions in which year, which century it was fought, whether it's a history or epic or some mythology, some such types of things were there. But by listening to you, it has become clear to the audience and the future audience who will be seeing it through the YouTube videos and all the people, that really it happened and it changed the character of the army, it changed the destiny, it reflected the victory of virtueness over the evil and such types of things. Now the session is open for the question and answer. Any person can ask question. Yes, sir, please.
Sir, you talk about various formations and views, and which is all very good battle strategy. But you see, Ashwatthama at the end of the day, and I don't know what Dronacharya taught his own son, seems to have broken all rules of war, of humanity, and that's really how the war ended. Not because of any view or anything on the battlefield. It ended because of what in today's parlance is grey zone warfare. That was the real grey zone warfare, is what he did after the battle was over.
As I earlier mentioned, I am not discussing about the diplomacy. I only focus on the view strategy. Diplomacy is the another portion of the war strategy. So I can't discuss here the diplomacy. The key point of the war is a Krishna. The whole war, round and round and round, all view formation revolves around the Krishna. Krishna knows how to end the war. But he mentioned, मैं किसी भी स्थिति में कोई भी वज्र या वाहन या किसी भी आयुध का इस्तेमाल नहीं करूंगा. I will not do. Who want to prefer me in that situation? That have me. So Arjun needs that Krishna. अगर कृष्ण युद्ध किसी भी आयुध को उठा ले तो वॉर तो तब भी खत्म हो जाता 10 मिनट में. No need of war of 18 days. And the Krishna doing is entirely a diplomacy. But today's chapter was only a view formation, the view strategy. That is why. Otherwise, that lecture can't be completed in 2 or 3 hours. So by doing the Krishna or Ashwatthama or Dronacharya or Yudhishthira, that is the part of the diplomacy, not the view strategy.
Now, one question has come about the primary source of your lecture, your preparation.
Only and only Mahabharat. Nothing else. Bhishma Parv, Drona Parv, Karna Parv. You can all 18 parvs are there, but focus on the war parvs. ठीक है? Parv 12 to Parv 18, all is mentioned there.
Yes, ma'am. Caution on my side is, since you mentioned that there was Chakravyuh and then Arjuna had to go to fight at some other place, so Abhimanyu was put in by Yudhishthir to enter into the Chakravyuh. That means the area of Mahabharata was very wide. It was
Very
not
wide.
because
Very wide.
and also one of the things that besides that Chakravyuh, there was also operating points in the battle. So any light on that? Yes.
Yes. As I always mentioned, the both armies. I mentioned Aksharohini Sena, 11 Aksharohini Sena. Okay, and 7 Aksharohini Sena. Kaurav has 11 Aksharohini Sena. Can you understand the 11 Aksharohini Sena? Aksharohini Sena, there is a infantry, there is a cavalry, there is a elephant army, and there is a chariot army. So 1 Aksharohini Sena, a proper number, 182 of chariots will be there, 80 elephants will be there. The infantry belongs to 200 to 300, but a particular number of 1 Aksharohini Sena. I am mentioning 11 Aksharohini Sena.
What is the total number of 1 Aksharohini Sena? Because we are taking it in minutes and you are speaking thousands, I suppose. So there is a difference.
Bilkul, bilkul. As you mentioned, this is not a chota area, a football ground. No. It's a wide place. The Kurukshetra area is a very, very wide place. Both armies formed the Vyuh. In 18 days, both parties never formed the same Vyuh. And always the Surya Vyuh, the Chakra Vyuh, and the Mandal Vyuh, it's a very wide area. The central portion, you have seen the Sudarshan Chakra?
Yes, madam.
The Chakra Vyuh is formed in the form of the Sudarshan Chakra. So as Sudarshan Chakra has many layers. Same, the Chakra Vyuh has many layers, but the center point is the deadliest point.
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am. But understanding so many views and the army is repeatedly changing the views every day and maybe even in the hours also. So they are well prepared to form such views. That means there was some special military training centers in that time. Because if we say द्रोणाचार्य के 5 शिष्य और कौरव, तो महाभारत इतना बताया या कर्ण के परशुराम जी गुरु है, लेकिन आपकी बातों से ये पता चलता है कि नहीं, वहाँ हजारों लाखों सेना को सिखाने के लिए विभिन्न ट्रेनिंग सेंटर्स थे. अदरवाइज इतना फास्ट व्यू नहीं बना सकते वो रेगुलरली आर्मी पर्सन.
That is why I mentioned the archaeological aspect of the Mahabharata site, the Sinoli site. And the findings of the Sinoli site is very important, sir. Because we found chariot there, okay, arms were there, okay, and pots were there, and the most important, there is a female burial, and they cut the leg. The whole body is there, but they cut the leg of female body. That is the Sinoli site finding.
That means the war is named as Kurukshetra War or Mahabharat, but it is again to be taken that the area was spread maybe tens of kilometers, hundreds of kilometers. Like we have such a war with Pakistan, so the whole border area will be taken. So the army coming from east, west, north, south would have to compound with the army of Pandavas there. So it's not a simple ground because the Samoni.
I already said you, they were used the celestial weapons, they thought. You know the meaning of celestial weapon? We have ballistic missiles. Okay? America has ballistic missile that can tackle the whole world. The subcontinent missile, the ballistic missile, that is science. If America mentioned that. But if there is a Brahmastra, there is a Pashupastra, there is a Nagastra, and that was commanded by the mantras. If we are commanding by the laptop and computer, that is science. And we are saying that we are commanding that by the mantras. This is the same formation, na?
Right. That means signals are to be given in the form of mantras or in the form of modern signals for the.
That is the signal, na? अब you are, अगर आप बैलिस्टिक मिसाइल को सिग्नल दे रहे हो, that is right because this is science. We are mentioning that we are signal that particular astra by the mantra formation. Or one more thing, ब्रह्मास्त्र such a powerful celestial weapon कि केवल 2 या 3 लोग ही इसको यूज कर सकते थे, क्योंकि इसको पूरी एंटायर सनातन हिस्ट्री में केवल या तो राम के पास था ब्रह्मास्त्र, ओके, या फिर रामायण महाभारत में कृष्ण के पास था ब्रह्मास्त्र, या फिर ब्रह्मास्त्र ये भीष्म पितामह के पास था. ब्रह्मास्त्र तो था ही नहीं किसी के पास, because you cannot hold the power of that astra. छोटा मोटा अस्त्र में नागपाश या नागास्त्र, ये I'm not talking about, I'm talking about the ब्रह्मास्त्र. अब we have mentioned that the missile name is BrahMos. That is science, but I'm okay, that is ब्रह्मास्त्र. You have to power to attain that energy. So nobody can hold the power of the brahmastra.
No, definitely, madam. With respect to the knowledge side, we are still in search of knowledge. The science is also progressing. We are not reached to the culmination point. Starting from the knowledge of atom, then we have reached to such a medical science and such a forward science. So definitely, much of the knowledge is not visible to us. We can just imagine, but maybe sometime the science will reach to that conclusion. Yes, these mantras, such techniques existed. There is an open era for this, open field for procuring such knowledge. Yes, ma'am. One more question, it's a slightly different one. Because there are so many chariots used, the horses used. Have you gone through some segment that from where these horses were procured? Because in India, we don't see good breeding of horses right from the ancient times. We have seen that horses were imported from Central Asia, Iran, Arabia, good quality horses. So was there any important, because in the Mahabharata, Nakul is said to have the appropriate knowledge of horse rearing and horse. So this question, madam.
You have heard the Bhrigukacha?
Yes, madam. Yes, port town.
Yes, the port town. Where is it?
Gujarat, madam, Gujarat.
Exactly. The Bhrigukacha is the town. We import the horses from the Arabian Peninsula to the Indian Peninsula. तो अगर आपको दशहरा, ठीक है, आपके यहाँ एक राइटिंग बुक फॉर्मेशन होता है, ठीक है, इन दैट राइटिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन उत्तर का नीर पानी, दक्षिण का चीर, द चीर मीन्स कपड़ा, क्लोथ, ठीक है, पश्चिम का घोड़ा,
यस यस यस,
पूर्व का पायता, रामचंद्र जी का रायता. ये आपके बुक की फर्स्ट लाइन होती है. जो ट्रेडिशंस ऑफ द बुक आप उसको खोलकर देखिए, दिस इज द फर्स्ट लाइन ऑन द दशहरा डे. हर किसी का लिखी हुई मिलेगी आपको.
दशहरे पे हमारे यहाँ इंडियन कल्चर में शस्त्र पूजन होता है, और हमारे मेवाड़ उदयपुर में अश्व पूजन भी होता है. अश्व, हॉर्स इज बीइंग वर्शिप. तो वो एक फेस्टिवल टाइप होता है जो हमारे सिटी पैलेस में सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है. तो वो हॉर्स को एक तरीके से वर्शिप करके उसको एक इम्पोर्टेंट जो बैटल फील्ड में यूटिलाइजेशन का माना जाता है, और आगे लाइफ में भी है, क्योंकि पूरा ट्रांसपोर्टेशन और बहुत सारी चीजों के लिए एनिमल का पॉपुलेशन और स्पेशली हॉर्सेस का.
बट वन थिंग आई वांट टू मेंशन हियर, Sinoni site we have found the chariot, and the carbon dating belongs to the earlier than the Mesopotamian civilization. Okay, in that form, if this is true, then the chariot, we were the first who used the chariots, and this is the archaeological evidence.
And that is acceptable, but Sanoli chariot, the wheels are not spoke. It's a some bullock cart type things.
Bullock cart type. And second one is the all the जो foreign जो historians हैं, they mention there is no burial site of a horse. So from where you perhaps we used horses, but they are not as good as the Arabian horses. We have only a mixed breed horse. In later on, that is Kathiawadi Ghoda.
Yes, we have studied only two. This is Gujarati, Kathiawadi, and another is Marwadi, which can be
Marwadi.
used
हाँ.
for the battlefield.
But
Otherwise,
that is a mixed breed.
otherwise all were imported.
हाँ.
And nothing had a
Always,
specialized
always be.
for the horses. So that means, according to me, I think that horses. You are saying that Sanoli burial may be beyond Mesopotamian time or Harappa, because 3000 BC they have given that. But I suppose that since the wheel is not spoke, it could not have moved fast. So it might be bullock cart wheel. Still, the research should have been maybe done on that.
Maybe that is actually the I have seen the report, and there is many points that can be discussed.
Right, ma'am. Yes, we can. One more thing, just since so many weapons were used and they had some various types of these bows, arrows, swords, spears, shields might be there. So where did they procure that so much of iron ore for making such weapons? Is there any mention of iron ore mineral which they were having the knowledge to make it into weapons?
Magad, I already mentioned Magad.
Okay, you have mentioned, right, Magad. Yes, Magad, right, ma'am.
Magad, the Rajgir area, और उस समय से नहीं, आज भी iron ore हमारा वहीं से ही आता है. The Jharkhand, the Bokaro, the Magad.
So the spread of Indian subcontinent is also here, right, to the Arakan and all these. They were
And one more thing I always mention: we haven't any gold mine, only a single, that is Kolar.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But we were the golden sparrow of the world.
Because of the wealth.
Exactly, we were the golden sparrow of the world, and the golden sparrow of the world because not the gold mining, because of our trade.
Right, ma'am. Rajsekhar Mehta sir wants to have some questions. Sir, please.
Shuchi madam, you have given a wonderful talk. It was very, very informative. We normally we are not actually, many people have not read Mahabharata, but we have heard so many stories and tidbits about Mahabharata and generally that story. But this type of detailed description of the formations and how each day these formations were utilized and what was the outcome was very, very good presentation. I simply want to ask you, since this is a matter of research and establishing many facts and facts of history in the historical context, where the major research work is going on in this area to establish that these events had happened in the time frame of history. Which are the universities or which are the institutions who are actually doing any serious work? Because what I know, most of the university, I have not seen this kind of research work taking place. Have you any knowledge? I haven't.
Kurukshetra University is doing a very good work.
Okay.
Yes.
And what about ICHR? Do they have any project to process this kind of study?
Perhaps they have.
Okay.
They have.
Because not much academic work has been done, because we were always told, I am from postgraduate in history, and I was always told that these are mythical story. It is good for understanding.
No. This is not mythical story.
It is a historical material to understand the lifestyle of the time it was written about some other time. So that was its historical value. But it was, we were told that otherwise it is a mythical story. So
I don't think, but I can't say anything. If after so much evidences, if you are saying that this is a mythical story.
No, I am not saying anything like that. What I am saying is that credible academic work, is it being produced, enough literature to populate the academic area, so that people really in isolated, or it has to become a part of our university curriculum, and each university should be having many scholars studying, researching, and producing PhDs in various aspects of this subject. That's what my question was.
Yes, you're right. You are absolutely right.
Sir, I would like to add, recently one PhD Viva was organized at Kurukshetra University on the archaeological evidences of Kurukshetra war or Mahabharata. So the people are doing such types of work, and the government is paying attention. Let us see what comes out after this research. And definitely
And
there was a lack.
sir, there is one more request. So please, this is request. This is Mahabharata. No Mahabharata.
Right.
Yeah, Ramayana. No Ramayana. So what has happened now when we're talking about the Bharat? Ma'am, you know the Bharata is very good as a brother. So Bharata, what is the Bangan ka Bharata? He's Bharat. Sir, if we will not correct the whole scenario, who will correct?
Right.
That is Ram, not Rama.
Right.
Lakshman, not Lakshmana.
Yes.
The Vyuhu, not Vyuha.
Right.
The Vyuhu.
Okay.
This is only a request.
Right. Thank you. Now we move ahead. I will request the chairperson of today's session and also our president of Indus International Research Foundation, Brigadier C. Sandeep Kumar, to address the session. Sir, please.
It was something which is really activated my brains. The way Dr. Shuchi Gupta has prepared this and come, and I am impressed with her deep study and knowledge, which gave us a lot of knowledge as far as what is view, what is the diplomacy, and what is the warfare and things like that. Be it, there has always been, doubting that it is myth and mythical and actuals or not. This is a major problem with, we Indians, because we till now always look towards the West. So therefore, there is a need for Dr. Shuchi and staff and various other people to give this particular subject more. It has to be taught in from the childhood level onwards. These things have to come in the syllabus from the lowest level onwards, because the time for people to absorb, children to absorb things is from the age of 5 to maybe 10 or 11. After that, whatever they know, they keep it in their mind, and basically that is what is going to guide them in the future. And a couple of things which I want to mention. See, the war took place after a lot of diplomacy and a lot of discussions and a lot of things which they finally they accepted. They were willing to accept 5 villages, and that also was not the way the Kauravas made this war happen is just because no attitude, and you are not part of this country. And I will take it like that, and you can go anywhere you want, and you are not our relatives or you are nobody. This, just see, is it something similar happening in India now? Just a food for thought. And the way things happen, the way people from outside came and conquered India was also on the similar lines. So we keep fighting against each other, and this was exploited by the various tribes which came from the West, and also very beautifully exploited by the British. Then the formations and views. In fact, when you see the slides, you will see it says just a circle, but it is, I wouldn't agree it is hundreds of kilometers, it is thousands of kilometers. And when you have so much of manpower, at that time we had manpower in India. At that time, there was not much of manpower on the other side, that also with those knowledge. To how to fight a war, how to make views, how to ensure the victory is achieved. And the other thing is the wars were fought to eliminate or annihilate the leaders. The moment the leader was killed, the rest everything fell in place, And the focus was on killing the leader. Today it is not that. Today it is different. Today destroying the army or capturing the areas. So there's a difference in today. If somebody kills a leader, another leader comes up and easily takes it. I want to say, because what happened in India in Battle of Panipat 2, Hemu was a fantastic fighter, and he had thrown out the Mughals from various places, went to Calcutta, and that's the time Abdul Ali came from this side. And he was totally a great warrior. The moment Hemu fell, the rest of the people just ran away and finished the thing. So that is what the point. The focus was to kill the leader, and rest everything fell in place. They will just become the soldiers of the other. So here also it is coming out like that. When it happened in be it Mahabharat, be it Ramayana. Then diplomacy versus Dr. Shuchi mentioned, Krishna did diplomacy. There's no doubt about that. The diplomacy was very much there. But putting Shakuni, the person who is not a man and who is a transgender in front, was surprise. I would say it is surprise rather than diplomacy. So that's the point which I tend to disagree here. So it's a surprise. Surprise is very important. When you surprise the enemy, and by the time the enemy gets into this thing, the story is over. The leader is killed. So this is more of a surprise. Diplomacy was basically before the war and after the war, when Duryodhana was being taken for the battle against Bhima. So now comes the aspect of mental preparation was inevitable. Arjuna was totally down and he didn't want to fight his own brothers. So, or cousins or whatever you call. So mental preparation for warfare is very important, and this is a very excellent point which comes out of this particular warfare, which we all should do it. Because the moment you are mentally prepared and ready for the inevitable, then things are different. And finally, the strength, the strength of the army is not in the numbers. It is in the mental preparation. It's a preparation of warfare. The surprise which is achieved through the view. Today we think about the armored formations going bypassing the thing and going inside and attacking from behind and things like that. That's all. It's all part of. We all learn from this only. So there are many failures like that. And finally, the will to succeed. These are the most important things which have come out of this. And we are very thankful to Dr. Shuchi for giving an excellent well researched talk, and I'm sure people will benefit out of it. And let us take an oath that we will ensure that this is taught to children at all levels in the years to come. It may not happen immediately, even if we are not there, that it has to happen across the board. And I'm sure Dr. Shuchi and his team will be able to get that thing done with the help of the current dispensation in the education departments. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you very much, Brigadier Sandeep Kumar, sir. Definitely, we will request the Ministry of Education to include such topics in the syllabus at an early